Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video is requested by Subtle Silence, and this video is going to be explaining how ECs aren't just about offering boarding to horses. That's not just what they're about. They are really now a very key part of making a great source of income for you in terms of your reserve. So I'm going to kind of talk about a little bit about that. Now I know I've covered it in little bits and pieces in other videos, but I'm going to sort of talk about it generally here, but kind of bring it together. So a lot of people when they set up their EC really just throw everything into getting horses into their EC. But if you think about your EC in terms of boarding horses, the amount that you can charge is between 20 and 200. And let's just say you can only afford to buy 5 boxes whenever you start, just for example. That's a very tiny income per day that you're getting. So really, what is a better thing to do and a more long-term solution is not to actually offer any boarding when you first start off. It's to focus on your meadows, to focus on your workshops. And the reason you might want to do that is because meadows are a great way to grow crops, to make money, okay? It's really, whenever you spend the time, you make sure you get crops growing every day and they're all in production. And if you have ways to improve it, such as like with the longhorn cows, I've got the water truck, which increases the amount I get from that. So you want to be using them. Like I always try to make sure that I have 6 fields going at all times. So number of crops in crop fields and cows raising in meadows is 6 out of 6. And you can see 3 down here. The other 3 are actually in the greenhouses because it's now autumn. So if you can, first off, I would maybe say maybe the best thing to do when you first start off your EC is to buy yourself or get yourself a greenhouse. I think you're automatically given one by default. I think this 10-acre one, at least I was whenever they made the changes. I don't know if it's the same for people starting off, but get yourself a greenhouse. I think is probably possibly a little bit better than a meadow in terms that you can grow in it year round. And then once you get a bit more, you can buy better and larger greenhouses, get larger crop yields, and then work with your meadows as well. So once you've got that, it's a really good source of income. The other thing is workshops. Workshops are great because you have so much variety and so many things that you could be producing. They're all different time scales as well, so the amount of time it takes. Actually, the new updates that were, you can now estimate the profitability of production. So you can go in there and see how much you get for a small workshop, so how much profit you'd be making per hour. You can actually sort it as well. I realized this afterwards. So production sale value, you can see what's going to earn you the least. So 1-star box right now. Now do remember these prices change. If I just click on one, for example, you can see that this is a graph showing how much this has gone up and down in price. And sorry, keep having to cough. So if I click on another one, like the large workshop, you can see the graph here on how the price has gone up and down. So you also want to be making sure, and if you want to have a look at my video about increases in prices, basically items that fluctuate, have a look at that because it'll explain why. So there are better times to buy and sell. So you can have a look at these estimated profitability of products and get a rough idea of what would be the most profitable thing for you to make. So whether that's the overall sale value or whether that's the average profit per hour, for example. So right now, the Western Bridle is actually one of the most profitable per hour. So I might want to go into my workshop and say, okay, that's what I want to make. So I'll go in there and then I'll produce it. So, and I do remember it is going to cost a certain amount. Leather is quite expensive. So validate that. And you can see that that then is in production. So really with your EC, remember your EC is such a key part of where you can make so much Equus. I actually really like the new changes in terms of the EC workshops and stuff. I can basically put stuff in there, produce more, sell it, produce more, sell it. I find it great. It's definitely like I was a bit skeptical at the start, but I'm really starting to like it because it's such a really good source of income. So that's really general, but just want to kind of cover that a little bit. So thank you to Subtle Silence for requesting the video, and hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.